Today has been extremely busy, from going to the post office to get more supplies and being able to talk about Rarity Collection 5, the celebration event, the modern decks, and also now this. It's just too much for a Wednesday. I kind of have, or Thursday, I mean, kind of have to think that they could have a set announcement too because it's at the beginning of the month. But let's get into it and let's talk about the changes for the Genesis Point update. So first off, we have Cool Tune Clip and Q going from 5 to 6 points, and Cool Tune Synchro going up to 10. Makes a lot of sense because Cool Tune is one of the best decks in Genesis, and giving them more points is what is needed. And honestly, Cool Tune Synchro should have had points to begin with. Now for Exorcister, we have Betrayal going to 7 and Pax going down to 5, so it's a check and balance. And then we have Zaborg the Mega Monarch going up to 100 because honestly, this card is a big piece of shit that loves to extra deck rip. And then we have Spell Card Soul Exchange going to 3, Steel Stringed Sacrifice. This card is pointed in Genesis? I mean, I guess because if this card is in your hand to graveyard, reveal a level 5 or higher monster, then activate one of these effects, and during the end phase you lose 1,000. If you did not normal summon the revealed monster, you could summon it from the hand, add it from graveyard, or banish it from the graveyard and add a level 5 or higher monster from your graveyard. So it's recursion, and honestly, getting free material is a free material. Raging Typhoon Visions at 10, think you should be more because it's a draw 2. Archmage, Vandalism, Assault, and Alteration are at 3. Okay, Medea's Spear is at 5. Theo realizes 5. Okay, so they finally hit Archmage. That's completely fine. We have Dracotail, Malulu, and Rahu Dracotail. Malulu's up to 7, and now Rahu's up to 10. They're really railing Dracotail, trying to make it not playable. And every time that they try, it just doesn't work. Then we have Sylvia the White Forest being 5 points. Okay. Noah Punk Foxy Tunes up at 7, and now Rising Scales up at 3. They finally hit the Punk deck. Okay. We have Regenesis changes. So Regenesis itself is down to 10. And then we have Archery up to 10, Code up to 10, Warrior to 3, and Sage to 7. Okay, so they rerouted all the points to different cards. So instead of having 33 points split across 3 copies when players don't even run it, they split it out across 4 different cards because that's 30 points right there alone for one of each. Okay, we have generic hits. We have Ghost Mourners up to 5, Ghost Ogres to 4, Ghost Spells to 6, Veilers to 8, and Ash Blossom raised up to 20, and Droll and Lockbird dropped down to 20. Okay, so this means you have less points to deal with adding hand traps into things. That is fine. And then we have more changes for generics. For side decks, we have Droll and Lockbirds at 1 point, Cosmic Cyclones at 1 point, Dark Rulers at 2 now, Ultimate Slayers at 1. That does nothing. Mistaken Arrest is at 10, thank you. Golden Cloud Beast Malong is in 4, along with Garura and Aggregator. That's really interesting. And we have a lot of drops. Oh, wow. Book of Eclipse is now at 3, Book of Moons at 4, Dark Holes at 1, Raigeki's at 4, Karma Cannon's at 1, Evenly's at 7, Imperm's at 12 from 13, okay. Pink is at 5, Kaiju Slumbers dropped down to 10. Okay, Meow's is 2, Perulia's 9, Heavy Storm's down to 6. Feather Duster went from 15 to 9. Lightning Storm is down to 12. Change of Hearts to 6. Cool. Snatch Shields at 4. Cool. Monster Reborn's at 4. Cool. That's a lot of Heck of Hand buff right there. Dragonic Diagram is down to 15. No one was really playing True Draco. Union Hanger is down to 15. No one was playing ABC. Heck of Hands, Gygus, and Xeno are off the list. Down to 0 points. Cool. Element Hero Stratos is off the list. Ucanix is now at 18 from 20. Avatar Kieran, hi Avatar Kieran, went from 10 to 7. Gigantic Sprite went from 20 to 15. Chizao went from 33 to 20, that's cool. Barrier the Voiceless Voice from 20 to 15. Reinforcement of the Army from 35 to 33, and Fossil Dig from 35 to 33. That's kind of funny. Misk is down to 67. Blaster, Redox, Tempest, and Tidal are now all at 5. We have the Melody of the Awakening Dragon at 25. Okay, that's cool. Then we have more cards getting added in because these are from the new Maze set. We have Dark Magician of Destruction at 15, Gaze of Timaeus at 1, Uzaheim, the Manifested Makonko, this is the Exceed, at 18, Noble Twins is at 18 as well, and Sandwich Day is at 3. Okay, and then they did take care of the Exodia FTK and also a couple other FTKs. Trade-ins at 5, Celestial Observation Observatories at 5, Ixshells at 5, Engage is at 7. Okay, Into the Void is now up to 7. Toon Table of Contents is to 7. Upstart Goblins to 7. Raiders Night is up to 80. Utopia Doubles up to 80. CXZ Gimmick Puppet Fanatic Machinex is up to 100. And Dark Eradicator Warlock's up at 100. They just nuked the Warlock FTK. That's absolutely crazy. And I just talked about that not too long ago in a short. That's absolutely insane. They know it's on the radar, and oh lord, they actually nuked that FTK. Like, that's insane. Let's go to the like, I just talked about Dark Eradicator Warlock not too long ago, and it was absolutely insane. And yeah, right here on February 26th, I talked about it. Hey, ticking time clock is a ticking time clock if you ask me. But honestly, this is a massive Genesys update. I don't know how things are gonna be after this. Let me see what other people are saying in the Genesys. Um, Decreased Droll still won't see play because honestly, 20 points is quite a lot for a card to be ran. They hit Domain, except it didn't matter. They were already at 87 and still perfectly legal, so it really didn't matter at all. Moonlit Chill is dead though, which is kind of sad because Moonlit Chill's a really good hand trap, and honestly, that 5 points is really just harsh. Inferno Tempest still doesn't have points though. That's an FTK that's still legal. That's one thing to worry about. What are other people saying? I'm actually looking at other chats here. Let's see here. The original point where I posted. Let's see. Droll to 20. There's quite a bit. Di-Fi Shifter not on the list. I didn't expect the list to be good, but oh wow, yeah, people aren't really liking some of them. Book of Moon costs more than Book of Eclipse. That makes absolutely no sense still, but I hope they fix that in the future because Book of Eclipse is a mass book and it's 3 points, and Book of Moon is still higher. That's kind of something. I do think that they should have been more harder on Cool Tune, even though it's still one of the newer products from Phantom Revenge. Yeah. So they literally hit a lot of the staples, but they didn't really hit more of the decks. They didn't really touch Vanquish so much. This is a Monarch list that was on 100 points, and honestly, there's not really much to be changed because they weren't running the Zaborg, but it's a lot of the extra deck stuff along with spell card soul exchange, so you have to adjust your extra deck now to match it, and also just have other things like Puruli got dropped down while soul exchange went up, aggregator, Malong, and Garura all went up, so you're gonna have to adjust the points. Like, you can't run Pot of Greed, even though that we do have additional ways of different Pot of Greeds in the format now, especially with things like Sandwich Day. But yeah, let's look at some of the proto YCS, like Radiant Typhoon. 70, like, that's one thing. Radiant Typhoon, where was Vision? It is right here, 10 points apiece. You were running at 79 points for Alan Kai, and you're adding 30 points to that. Okay, cool. That makes it up to 109, and all you really have to do, and also some of the extra deck, you just have to drop things like, I don't know, Totem Bird, and you could just supplement the Vision with something else maybe, or cut a couple of the cards in here if they have too many points. So realistically, it's very interesting. Dimensional Fissure not being on the list is very interesting. You have things like Dark World of No More, Scathing. We have no macro, no soundproofed. Non-fusion area is still legal. You have also the imprisoning mirrors are still legal, and gravity collapse too. So there's still a lot of floodgates that they still need to deal with. But realistically, after looking at it and seeing what people have been saying, it's one of the more things that it kind of fixed a little, but kind of made more problems. Sure that they took care of some of the FTK problems, but it's still really interesting. Like this whole entire section here of just the standard side deck and extra deck stuff just getting nuked and then just getting healed. It's kind of a trade off. And honestly, I definitely hope that in the future they can make it where they hit the actual decks more because I don't want it to feel like advance. I want to see different decks taking the top cut because if we look at the Proto YCS, you literally have Radiant Typhoon there. You have Draco Tail still, Cool Tune, Vanquish Soul. Like, let's look at the Vanquish Soul list real quick from Matthew. Um, they literally buffed the Regenesis side a lot. Expect well, they kind of nerfed it because now you have things like Archfiend has points, your code has points, so it makes it where Regenesis Vanquish Soul is a little more tedious to run, but you still have the option to run it. And honestly, I definitely think that they need to go after some Vanquish Soul, like raise the points on Stake Your Soul or Rosin. But that's just me, and honestly, I definitely want to see where this goes in the future and see how the next YCS forms with the new Genesis points. But tell me what you think about the Genesis March update, because honestly, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad in here, but there's nothing that's ever going to be perfect with this format because it's a lot of trade off and back and forths to see what fits and what doesn't. Honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't hit or release stuff from Chimera because Nightmare Apprentice is still 33 points. Cornfield Clodal's 33 points. It's really hard to play the deck, and you have to play a lot of other different engines. I might be able to play pure Hekahand more, especially with the changes that they did to both Gygas and Xeno, because now those are at 0 points, and this changes quite a bit. But honestly, tell me what you think about this point update. It's very interesting, and I want to see how it goes in action. Thank you all for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, hit that like button down below, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button, and make sure to hit the bell to get notified whenever I upload. I would also like to thank FGH and Dragon's God 679 for supporting the channel through the channel memberships, as it's only 99 cents a month, and you can also join my Discord server, which is down in the description of every video that I post. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and goodbye.